Hey riders, here we go. Just jumping in as we speak. A few technical issues here this morning. Let's get the map loaded. What are you watching? What are we doing here? This is Colin over at Inside Cycling World, your number one spot for everything Rouvy and inside cycling. By inside cycling, that means indoor cycling. Plus, we're going to cover some other stuff too. So yeah, off to the races here, folks. Looks like we had a good turnout. Last time I looked this morning, I think there was 44 or 45 people registered. We're doing Budapest, capital of Hungary, obviously. Just under 13 kilometers with a smidge climbing, nothing too much. This should be an all-out Watts quads destruction day. Watts apocalypse, the mother of all bombs going off. Some of these riders will be pushing sub 16 minutes for this event. At the front here, right away, I see people like Don Matteo, Spin Jedi, Shunix here as well, Eddie DN71. Here's Bashak coming up through the field as well. Bashak's going to hang right at the front here. Coming back from his little sickness that he had. I don't even like to talk about what kind of sickness it is. It's the word that cannot be mentioned. Look at Bashak pushing to the front. Just going up this little tiny bit of a false flat here. Close to 4 watts per kilo. Jetro comes through. Jetro is just back in action. I think Jetro just showed back up in the Discord after a little bit of outside season. Yeah, Reki. Yeah, here we go. Gadoosh. Spin Jedi here as well. This is Paul. Looking strong at the front as well. Moving back, we've got Darth Poncher. Okay. Zieg. Sone 15. Per Ronsgaard. Hey, we saw Per last week. Good to see him again. David 1951, the eternal David 1951, decked out, resplendent in the GRC jersey. Granddad Rick's here. Rogers Trainer. I like to abbreviate things. I just saw Kekapoka go by. Let's see how many people we got. Folks, this is going to be a hard one to cover only because it's going to fly by so quick. So it looks like we had 33 starters. Looking at the day today, August the 11th, Sunday. Kind of getting into the last few really good weekends of the summer. Pretty awesome to see 33 hardcore cyclists show up. So we got Ron here, bringing up the rear. He's the sweep today. Good job, Ron. And then we've got Canadian Girl. Okay, I just lost my internet feed here. Not happy about this, folks. So internet's down, but we'll keep talking here because this is still recording. As I try to reconnect back to the internet, no internet. Thank you, Starlink. Love you. I'm not sure why we don't have any internet whatsoever at this point. Connect. Let's get it back. And here we go, folks. Now, I said before, some technical issues this morning. Yeah, it was a scramble. For some reason today, my Starlink just decided to be very slow. I could tell usually what I do for these Sunday events when I'm not going to ride them, or even if I do ride them, I get up pretty early. Well, that's a daily thing for me. I got nothing else better to do in my life these days. I get up quite early and I download the events. And this, I just downloaded, I think, the HD version. Wasn't a big file, like 800 or 900 megs, something like that. Maybe it was 700. And it was downloading at like a trickle. Like we're talking like the coffee making in the morning trickle, just drip, drip, drip. And you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting. I'm like, something wrong today. So that happening just tells me something's goofy down here right now. So I am in the new recording studio, aka the 10 by 10 cube of quads destruction. That's where we're hanging out. That's where this all goes down now. Okay, so what I've done over the weekend is I've relocated. I am now officially in the basement. And the Starlink has been working really well down here. I still have the other system as well. Maybe there's some overlap, some crossover that's sending me off here. Sony 15 in first place right now. So this is going to be just a battle of who can hold the highest watts for the longest. This route is definitely going to favor the higher absolute power riders. So we've been through this before. 3 watts a kilo when you weigh 60 kilograms is only 180 watts. 3 watts a kilo when you weigh 90 kilograms is 270. You are like rolling thunder at that point. Coming through, nothing's going to stop you. Runaway freight train, here we go. Bashak looking good here. I'd say Bashak's he's probably back to full power almost. He's at least 95% here. Let's give him that. It does take a while to recover from the sicknesses. Reki. We're going to bounce down. Here's Stu. Stu finds himself riding solo, pushing out ahead of Clyde. Hillbilly here. Hillbilly's in a good group. We've got Raving here from the UK. Granddad Rick's here as well. Kekopolka. Look at these Team GRC jerseys. So don't forget you're watching Inside Cycling World. Hey, and just so some of you know, maybe some of you don't, relaunched my Instagram page, jump in. So that one's going to be just, I know Bashak already has one for Team GRC Racing. It's the Inside Cycling World Instagram. It's got a GRC logo because, hey man, that's the deal. That's the logo I'm going to use for now. And I think what I'm going to use that for, in case you're interested, in case you want to be more connected to me, might be an easier way for you to message me. Maybe you don't feel, because not everyone wants to use every app. You know, not everyone wants to have Facebook and YouTube and Strava and Discord and blah, 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 and blah, blah, yada, and yada, 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 yada. Maybe you're already an Instagram user and you're like, hey man, I'll jump on that, but I don't want to learn Discord. Remember, we do have a really awesome Discord site. We've got everything there. We've got like training talk, race talk, make fun of each other talk, other sports talk, what we're cooking for supper talk, the Rouvy wish list channel. There's everything in there. And we're just going to keep adding on to it. So again, I'm probably going to... So it looks like we have a group of 9 at the front. Let's see if we can get that map going quickly again. Yep, group of 9 at the front, rolling through Budapest here. We're just passing the, looks like the Western Railway Terminal as we speak. And we are cruising down, how do I say this? Svent Istvan Korut, whatever that means, but that's where we are. Coming up on the Comedy Theater over here. Check this out. Okay, so back to the action. 9 hitters at the front. Don Matteo, Shunik, Bashak, Eddie, Darth Puncher, Yair Recchi, Sonny 15, Mahutch, Spin Jedi. Yep, that rounds out our top 9. Jumping back, we got 2 riders at 300 meters. Jetro. So I think Jetro's been outside riding, making a nice strong comeback here. Just looking at the front, from pure sprint ability, I'm going to say this is going to be a toss-up between probably Bashak and Shunik. Bashak has beaten Shunik once before. In fact, I think we had a discussion in the Discord, more reasons to jump in the Discord. I think there's been only 2 GRC members that have ever nudged ahead of Shunik. I don't want to say beaten because they've been like, you know, in the same second or same tenth of a second almost. Shunik is very strong. So is Bashak though. And you never know who's going to pull what out here, who's going to go for an early attack. Now, looking at the end, it is a little bit of uphill at the end. Like just false flatty uphill, you're at the very end. Someone needs to make an attack there. We're going to bounce back here, folks. Here's Stu, Bike and Dog Trips, riding with Zeke. 15 meters back, we got Granddad Rick coming up with Gilles here. Let's hang out in Gilles for a little bit. Officially the first follower of the new Inside Cycling World Instagram channel. Another thing I've been working on too is I'm getting ready to do a podcast launch. That's going to be more, well, you've seen the videos. Okay, and so outside of this one, you know I like long form. Hey, check this out. Chris Andel's back. Chris Vandel is what I mean to say. I used to always say CJF Andel, and then one day, I think, I'm not sure if me and Chris here are connected on Strava or not, but he made a post somewhere, maybe like one of mine. I'm like, oh, it's CJF. It's his first name. Anyway, it's Chris Vandel. That's his name. So it must be Chris Jimmy Joe Vandel. How about that? At this channel, folks, if I don't know you fully well and I don't know your name, I'm going to give you some kind of nickname, like cool dude, really fast guy, Watts Master. Chris here, he got christened, Chris got christened Jimmy Joe. That's his middle name. We're sticking with it. Kekopolka's here, Finnish friend. Bouncing back, here's Anthony. Anthony's more of a climber, more suited for that. Actually, nice discussion in the Discord this morning, which I didn't jump into. We were discussing the routes that we ride, and other race groups do more of the brutal climbs and the challenges. And, you know, I got to say, too, I think probably one of the main reasons I came to Rouvy was for the climbs, even though I'm a crappy climber. So I was going to throw that in there, but I was stuffing my face with food. trying to get set up for the day, feeding the donkeys, feeding the pigs, feeding the goats, feeding the 2 old boys outside. That's the old dogs. They're not that old. They're the leftovers of the sled dog team that I used to have back in the day. 20 years of that. Now into the cycling, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, we've got, we're going to have, obviously we've got the channel, YouTube channel. Thank you for the support, everyone. This is my main gig right now. I'm probably going to go further that into the podcast. Like, I want the podcast to be more just of a, well, I thought, okay, so anyways, I'm getting off track here, but why listen to podcasts? Or when do you listen to podcasts? Well, obviously you don't drive and watch YouTube. At least I hope not. Unless you're one of those Tesla types and you just like fall asleep, cook food in the back seat and let the car do the driving for you. Maybe you do that, maybe you don't. Look at this nice group here. This is fantastic here. Awesome stuff. Cruising along the riverfront here. These are all those cool river barges. That's something that's always kind of interested me. Never been on a cruise in my life, but those long, I call them long boats, I guess. They're like low, long boats that cruise to these really mellow rivers in Europe. Man, they look like a lot of fun. I would probably get kicked off. Well, me and my wife would. Joey Jojo, you know, she's a little bit of a party machine. I just saw John's name pop up there for a second. Everything's bounced around quick. Let's take a look at the back here. Check this out. Oh. I wish this person was riding. I have no idea what this flag is, sorry to say. Purple with a bit of white and a little red squiggle. 4 red dots in the middle. I don't know. Myrnifique or something like that. Level 3 rider. I wish you were riding with us. Got a disconnect in the start shoot. James the Goose. Only level 15, so probably a new rider to Rouvy. Then we got Ron. And James started late, obviously, because Ron was being our sweep before. You can see how far back James is. So James jumped in this late, so good to see you, James. Hope to see a lot more of you. Des Dyer. Riding, keeping company with Canadian Girl here. So these two will probably ride together all the way, I would imagine. There's Eat More Cake. Oh, what has happened here this week? This is, a one-off here. Eat More Cake is not riding with Wartall. In fact, I don't see Wartall, so probably called away to something different. We lost Jetro as well. Ooh, that's a tough one for Jetro. His comeback into the world of Rouvy racing, and something happened. Yeah, it could be technical issues. We're not really sure. Scottish Terrier's back, though, riding with Cervelo Ghost, Thomas Lynn, and Ghost Pink. Ghost Pink pretty active. I noticed Ghost Pink was riding in the Mucker series as well. I think that was Thursday. They didn't ride in the main event. They rode in one of the other events. So I think, like I said, I think there's 5 or 6 ride sessions for that event, for that series. So jump in, check that out. Bouncing up, here's Anthony. Yeah, nice big strong group here. I love this. Big groups here, like Zeeg, Anthony, Roger, Kekapoka, Vandell here, Chris, Stu, David 1951. There's so many. Raving. That's a name I don't know. And I haven't seen Yayarecki for a long time. I haven't seen Yayarecki racing at all. So our Polish rider here, along with Shanik, who's at the front. Who have I? Sonny 15, super strong rider as well, riding solo. So we had 9 earlier. Looks like Sonny 15 and Yayarecki have been blown out the front. There's some serious power going off at the front. Spin Jedi still there in 7th place. Don Mateo, Mahutch, Bushok, Darth, and Shunik. Shunik putting in a dig right now. He's testing the legs, and he's gone. I actually missed that there, folks. There must have been a little bump, and Shunik quickly launched out to 16. So that attack would have been going off as I was kind of like coming back. So Shunik's got his launch. That was I guess what do you want to call it, the diving board. He just dove right into it and took the opportunity. Shed everyone out the back there. And that's probably why when we came back, we saw Yayarecki and Sonny 15 falling out the back. It must have been some attacks by Shunik here. I think a lot of these races, most of those riders there would have stuck together right to the very end. And then went for a sprint, which I think this rider here is capable of sprinting all of them at times, but a bit more savvy and likes to go out early. Really cool to see that. I'm going to try to jump away here. We got Pear. So that attack went off something here. There's a little bit of a bump here. that Shunnik took off right here. Right with these riders. It's probably coming up over this bridge. There's just a little tiny bump. I'm going to jump back again and see if I can show that to you. There's a big group here. We're just going to back up a little bit more. Yeah, this bump right here. This little 2% gradient. You can see the rail tracks are on our left. Beautiful park or something over to the right. I mean, what a fantastic part of the world. Let me get over here. Who wants to sponsor me to go over? I'll go over and, I don't know, we'll just hang out, I guess. Philanthropists, millionaires, billionaires, let me know. So that's probably where Shunnik did that attack, that little railway park attack. In fact, it was really cool there because I saw a little cool, that's where Jetro disconnected. Maybe Cervelo Ghost? Yeah, they're coming up to it now. Actually, if you take a look on the right-hand side of the screen, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's this bump here. So you're kind of coming up and over here. And this is where Shunnik was already away at this point. So there's a really cool feature here. Wow, look at that up there. Something built into the side of that cliff. Okay, so we're going back to the front. We can't miss the finish this time. Let's see what kind of damage Shunnik's done. Okay, he's out 140 meters, just dropping 5.5 to 6 watts a kilo all the way. Super legit rider here. Rides a lot. I see Shunnik on every day. Coming up through a little bit of a climb here. A couple little switchbacks. Let's see if we can see that on the map, folks. Yeah, just two little switchbacks there. You can see the chasing group. They're only 150 meters back, but with the strength of Shunnik here, so it's going to come down to, so Shunnik's got first. We're going to focus on the second group now. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 riders there. 2nd through 7th place. Bashak, stay on the back. He's resting up. They're going up through those switchbacks now. So actually, they're just coming out of them. We're just passing the National Shizeni Library. It's quite the place from what I hear. Coming up to the finish now, Shunnik's already got first place. Darth Puncher's off the front. Don Mateo chasing. So Darth Puncher is going for it now. Don Mateo coming up on the right side. Left side. Mahutch going right through the middle. 8.5 watts a kilo. Bashak following at 8 watts a kilo. Spin Jedi rocking up the back. Was pushing 9 watts a kilo there for a second. Eddie coming in 7th place, just under 6 watts a kilo. See, these short ones are hard to cover, folks. I can barely get my bearings before things start going off. So, Sonny 15, another rider I haven't seen for quite a while, riding solo. I think they've ridden solo the whole way today. Probably just, that's what it was. No, they were with that front group, and they just got blown out the back. Probably when Shunnik attacked. It's one of those things, you know, did they have anything left in the legs? Did they want to put down that much power? Were they busy texting a friend? I've taken phone calls whilst racing, or even just riding, and I fall off the back immediately. So you never really know what happens. So 8th place for Sonny 15. 9th is going to be Yaya Reki here. And coming in soon, folks, we're going to have a swarm of riders coming in here, and here they come. Here comes Clyde up the hill, and there's just a smash fest of riders coming. Here comes Gilles. Gilles just smashing by Clyde here. Anthony's coming up to Anthony, a climber, 7 watts a kilo. Bike and dog trips coming up well, just swarming the finish line. I just saw 10 watts a kilo out of Stu. Pear's pushing 6. Clyde's still pushing 6 there. Yeah, folks, so many people to cover there. So Grandad Rick just came in. Roger's finishing. Wow, so many people coming. I just got to, David's finishing now. Here's Chris, Jimmy Joe, Fandel. Coming up to finish down in 22nd place. Lane Mosier must have had some kind of distance. Look at this, coming up the hill at 7.5 watts a kilo, flying up this hill. I wonder if they had a quick disconnect and I didn't see it, because I would have thought they were in the front. Look at this, Jetro flying up too. Excellent comeback to inside racing from Jetro. Gitgar 69. Okay, here I'm going to see all the people I haven't seen yet. Sorry, folks, my phone was just ringing there. Busy man over here. So let's just chill out today, watch everyone. We'll talk about some more stuff. So now we can kind of, really struggling with the internet today, folks. I'm not sure why it's doing this, but something's up. And what's funny about it is, see, I'm just losing the Starlink. Why? I'm so close to it. It's driving me insane. And there was no problem as of yesterday. And just now, today, it just doesn't want to work for me. I'm not sure why. So what I'm going to do, I'm on my phone down here. and doing a quick speed test. Yeah, it says we're online. Yep, fantastic. Speed test. Yeah, I'm getting 80 megs down. Again, it's this laptop. So we're going to have to resolve this issue really quick. Yeah, see, no internet still. Oh, and here we go. Now it finally decided to reconnect. So hopefully it holds up. Bear with me. You know I don't like to edit all these videos afterwards, so that's going to probably sit in the video. So we've got Eat More Cake coming in. Yeah, weird not seeing Wartall riding with them. Canadian Girl, Des Dyer. See, these two rode together all the way. Great stuff here. Not every day has to be a race. And I know from watching Des can be a lot racier than this. And I think I've said before too that Des has made huge improvements riding inside on Rouvy. And where's James the Goose? James the Goose is riding strong. So great job for this dude. Coming up, is probably going to catch Ron here pretty quick. So 34 riders on a Sunday, August the 11th. You know, when people are thinking, I probably won't. It doesn't really matter where you live in the world, like in the Northern Hemisphere. You're starting to think about fall, kind of. We've got some nice days coming up. But what's really crazy here is that we can have frost this month. I'm just going to actually quickly look at the weather forecast as we're online here. So it's not bad right now. It's 15 Celsius right now. And it's going to be nice today, 26 degrees Celsius. And really not that cold tonight, like 10 degrees Celsius, which is like right around 50 Fahrenheit. But all of a sudden, one day of the blue, it's like 0, 1 degree. And it's like, oh, here it comes. And then it's going to be like that for 6, 7, 8 months, depending. You know, it can start in August, and then we'll get nice in September and back to cold in October. No real snow till December. You know, I hear people talk about this all the time. Oh, we used to get snow all the time. No, we didn't. I raced sled dogs for 20 years in southern Alberta, just north of Calgary. And over those 20 years, I never stepped on my sled once until the month of January. There was never enough snow on the ground for what I was doing anyways, like running a team of dogs, to set a snow hook, to secure my team, and make sure everything was safe. Never enough snow. It would come quickly in October and then just vanish. And then it would be just cold and really dry for all of November and December. And that was my history in sled dogs from like 97 to 2018. And I thought about the weather every day back then. Give me snow, give me snow. Never, never. I just got used to it. Okay, well, my first time on the sled will be my first race. I would go racing early January. That's when racing started. So anyways, so we're going to try to get these technical issues figured out here. And I should have known this morning when I saw that extremely slow download rate for the route, this morning. So Eat More Cake finishing in 30th place. And then we got Des and Canadian Girl riding together. Both decked out in the GRC today. Gotta like that. I'm just hoping we don't have any more disconnects here. So yeah, so like what I was saying, we're going to be doing a podcast, which will be just more long form, me rambling. It's like I said earlier, when do you watch YouTube? When you're sitting at home, when you got nothing better to do, when you're falling asleep at night. You wouldn't believe how much YouTube I fall asleep to. Those people and their channels, they must love me. Canadian Girl putting an attack here, trying to drop Des at this moment. You know, just going for it. She was pushing upwards of 4 watts a kilo there. Getting a little racy here at the end. Des was a nice guy today. And Canadian Girl says, I'm going. So you can ride easy. You can race. You can do a bit of everything on here. So a podcast is for when you need to just kind of zone out and do your thing. So you're gardening. Perhaps you're driving. You can't really be looking at a screen when you're driving. But you can have a podcast on rambling in the background. I'm going to try to keep the topics varied. I'm going to talk a lot about Rouvy. You know, there's a chance I may look at some other stuff. Talk about some other real-world cycling. What I'm getting up to. Just stuff like that. Just another format to keep engaged with the community. That's my number one thing about Rouvy is I love the community. I love thinking about cycling all the time. Des is going to finish here in 32nd place. Nice chill ride for Des today. Then we got James. So James the Goose has overtaken Ron here, our wider body. Chilling along. So, I'll be doing that podcast. Same kind of format, just the call and rambling. You'll learn about donkeys, dogs escaping on the run for a day straight, running through the fields, donkeys trying to kill each other. Oh yeah, did I tell you next? We're getting chickens next. So that's the next little thing on the agenda. So basically, I'm a farmer, yet I get nothing out of it. That's kind of the way we live. There's no money coming out of it. There's no food coming out of it. It's just a hobby. Just lots of chores, lots of feeding, lots of watering. So yeah, podcast is coming soon. If you like it, I guess when you do if you like a podcast, you give it a nice review or something. Say something nice. I think podcast is all about the reviews. So at this moment, I'm trying to make this I'd love to make this my full-time gig. Making videos, making podcasts, talking about cycling. Is even though, I don't ride as much as I used to, I'm trying to get back in the groove. I don't do as much racing as I used to because I'm making the videos. But there's a lot going on. And I'm going to try to put out more content. I'm going to try to make some more adventure videos, let you know what I'm getting up to. And I thought, a video format's great, but so is another audio format. Maybe I can talk about things I forgot to talk about. The audio format, too, will let me talk more about other races. There's a whole other world of race series out there on Rouvy, things you can do. And even though I make videos for them, maybe once a week I should have like a podcast where I discuss all of it. Things we're thinking about doing, just stuff like that. And at the same time, too, if you are on Instagram, the Inside Cycling World page is up. As of yesterday, I think. Is it a page? Is it a channel? What is it? A thing? If you want to jump on there, maybe that's an easier way for us to chat. Because there's a lot of people out there, and I keep telling people jump into the Discord. Maybe they're just not Discord friendly yet. You can message me on Instagram. And if you're watching this, and you've heard my voice for how many hours now, just send me a friend request. You can friend me anywhere, and I'm going to follow you back. Strava, Discord, here, there, Instagram, wherever, Facebook. Let's do this. Let's build this community. It's all about the community. You're only going to get probably better by being involved with the community because these people are going to push you. There's always going to be someone better than you. We see it in the races. The best guy doesn't win every time. So there's always someone out there that's better, and that's the reason why we do this. You dive headlong into it. Just let it absorb your life. That's kind of been my motto in life is whatever you do, do it like full bore. Don't do it 50% because you're not going to get really good. Go all in. Push all those chips in. All in. Gadoosh. We say that around here. So here's James the Goose coming up this little switchback climb here. Level 16 rider, like I said earlier, probably been on Rouvy for a couple months. Maybe the winter, not really sure. So yeah, reach out to me any way you want to. It doesn't really matter. I'll get back to you. The podcast, yeah, I'm going to talk about everything. What I'm doing, what cool concerts I'm going to. I go to concerts all the time. I love going to old bands. Yeah, okay, nice, James, you're still in. Little disconnect there. I think that might have been his internet, mine, because mine seems to drop for 20, 30 seconds at a time. Yeah, apologies for the crappy video today with those disconnects. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to edit them out. There's no way. That's too much work at this point. What I probably will do after this, though, is, this is the beauty of having our Discord community, is as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to jump on Discord, jump into the voice chat, and hang out with all the people that just raced. It's so fun. You got to try it out. So here we go. James is coming up the finish here, and we are going to hang out with Ron today all the way. My phone's buzzing here everywhere. People must want to talk to me. My few friends that I have. Just kidding, folks. Yeah, so what is it? Got a concert at the big casino in Calgary this weekend. 3 older bands. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah, they're all Canadian bands too. Yeah, like 80s rock. Just, it's going to be awesome. And even if you think you don't know Canadians rock, there's a couple songs in there that you would know. Why am I seeing Cervelo Ghost broke down at the finish? So Cervelo Ghost looks like this happens sometimes. Some people get disconnected right in the finish chute. I didn't see that happen earlier. So they may not get a did not finish. Full DNF there. And then we've got our other friend, Myrna stuck here at the beginning. Never got out of the chutes. So Ron's going to finish it up here for us today, folks. Just coming up this final gradient, this little false flatty section. I'm going to get on the bike later today. Nothing too crazy today. Then I got some shelving units to build for Joey Jojo. She's repainted the laundry room, like the floor. Redesigned it. You know, we got the washer dryer back there. There's a sink. There's cabinetry everywhere. I have a stand-up freezer back there. I'm a big fan of the stand-up freezer, folks. Freezer only. Keep all the food back there. And so anyway, Ron's finishing here. Great racing, everyone. Apologize for the video again, and we're going to catch you real soon.